Hi folks, I'm just a little bit distracted at the moment, so I'll be with you in a few minutes. Hello to you all anyway, good to be here for another stream. Just sort of doing some other work at the moment, but all good. I'll leave it for a bit. Yeah, it's good to be here. Hello to you. How do I say it? Lay Viscera? Is that it? I'm not sure. It's good to be here streaming again. So I'm just going to give you all a few minutes to arrive and get settled. Sorry, I don't have my guitar with me. Actually, I do. I've got a ton of guitars over there, but VOD. Yes, hello, Oppa Yaya, how you going? Yes, it is K-Popalypse, and I'm going to start off as I usually do by doing a bit of stream questions. So let's have a look at air guitar cover. Nah. Oh, survey results. I'll do those later too. That'll be fun. I'm gonna go through and have a look at your survey results, see what's going on. Sorry, I'm just trying to do two things at once. Alright. Stream questions. Where are they? They are here. No point doing air guitar when I've got real guitar here. Elon taking his appreciation for Luna's high to a new level. Article was called Elon Musk smoked weed live on the internet. During explosive interview with Joe Rogan. Sorry, I'm just having slight technical issues with my phone. I built a little housing for my phone so it sits by the side of my monitor, and I can just sort of leave my phone up here and see the stream chat while I talk to you guys. But the housing I made with sort of improvised it with sticky tape in these little boxes. It's lasted a few weeks and now it's starting to fall apart. I've tried to find something sort of proper. Like, I'm sure there's got to be some company that sells something like that, like a little stand that you can clip onto the side of your monitor to hold your phone. If anyone knows of where I can buy something like that on the internet, just hit me up with a link or two. In the meantime, I've got to put up with this slightly haphazard arrangement. It's just a little bit difficult for me. Yeah, I think Elon's got one up on me. I don't think I really cut it as a true Luna fan. Oh, fuck, this phone is pissing me off. Come on, you bitch. Alright. Oh my god, can it... I think I need a new phone as well, this thing's fucked. Just reboot the chat. Come on, you fucker. I'll give up on this shit in a sec. Okay. Think it's working. Set my phone down there. That should work. Ugh, sorry guys. Elon must smoke weed. How to pull on a huge joint during the course of an interview. No, whatever. I don't really care about what Elon Musk does, believe it or not. Yeah, out of all the different bread tags, or aquilopenids, Olivia here variety seems to be by far the most common. That's certainly what I've found as well in my own investigations. But who knows? Maybe I'll do a follow-up post at some point about this very important issue. So, what else have we got? Do you think it was a conscious decision to choose backup dancers taller than her? Which video are we talking about? I don't know. She seems pretty short. She looks pretty tiny in general. Look at how freaking huge the microphone looks in her hands. I reckon she's shorter than Boram. Anyway, it's enough of that. Do you think that someone could believe in religion and in science too? Yeah, I suppose they could. You know, I mean, science doesn't explain everything yet, or not absolutely everything. So I'm sure it'll explain more and more. I think as science is explaining more and more, it's probably harder to believe in religion perhaps for some people, but then maybe not, because people do believe in all sorts of bizarre shit that they want to believe in. Do you think that she needs to be disciplined? Am I going to regret loading this one up on a live stream? We'll see. 8-year-old girl calls a demolition company.
Maybe I'll consider her my protege.
Yes.
This is a girl in Ireland who's making prank calls at the age of 8.
Oh, love it.
We will endeavour to bring you a few of these, but this is one about she doesn't like her school and she wants to get it demolished. So she goes to a demolition experts and tries to convince them.
That's pretty cool. I like this girl already.
Hi, is that the demolition place?
It is, yeah.
Could you help me to destroy my school, please?
Just bear with me a second. Hello?
Hi,
What school do you go to?
I go to a school in Dublin.
And you want it demolished?
Yeah. Do you use a big wrecking ball, or how do you knock it down?
A big ball.
Right.
Well, hold on 1 wee second, please.
Hello?
How are you? My name is Becky.
Yes,
I have a proposal for you.
go ahead.
Are you the demolition man?
Yes,
You're the top boss, yeah?
Go ahead, what's the crack? Hello?
I want you to help me destroy my school.
You want it blown up?
Can you blow it up or knock it down?
Whatever you want done.
I'll blow it up, that would be better. Can you make sure that all my teachers are in there when you knock it down?
I don't know if we'll get away with that now.
You will, nobody likes them. They give me extra homework on a Friday and everything.
I like it how they're just playing
Where are you
along.
calling
From Dublin.
from? What school in Dublin?
The one that's about to fall down.
There's a lot of schools in Dublin about to fall down.
And how much would it cost to knock it to the ground?
It depends how big it is.
Give me a ballpark finger.
That's pretty good. Yeah, she's cool. She can come right for me. I'll do an interview with her. Do I agree with his take? If you get caught masturbating and you stop, then you're just the guy who got caught. But if you keep going, then the guy who caught you becomes gay for watching. Success is all about fighting the hidden advantage in a negative situation. Yeah, that's pretty good. Did Tony Robbins actually say that? I don't know. Who is Tony Robbins anyway? But that's pretty cool. Is what she's doing here legal? This is about Yeoman using Bo Peep. So, yeah, maybe not. Depends. I mean, the rights to that song might not necessarily lie with the company. They might lie with the people who actually wrote it, and they might be on her side. So it's hard to say. You don't really know that sort of thing without knowing the exact legal arrangement that allows MBK to use Bo Peep for TR in the first place. So it might be legal, or it might just be not. It might be I answered that one last week. Okay. Yeah, I think I've gone back into the last lot. Cool. All right. Cool. We'll stop there. Someone else asked me a question on Ask FM actually, and it was about fingering positions for classical guitar versus rock guitar, and I can't really remember the question exactly, but I said, why don't you make it a stream question and ask that? And the person for some reason didn't then do that, so I don't know why the fuck you didn't do that. If you want to get your questions answered, you got to ask them, and don't worry about changing the subject or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't care. So just ask if you've got a question, just put it out there. It's fine. It's no trouble. So since this clown forgot to do it, I'm going to try and find their question here. So I can address it now, which I don't really like doing. So next time, just sack up and put it in the stream questions. Yeah, only thing is you're so knee deep in the long answers to survey questions. Like, come on, there's like 3 a week. I can't see how I can draw out your copying, and the rest is playing games. You pussy. So how does a classical guitar position work? I have to raise my shoulder to raise frets. Okay, so, and this other question down here is completely irrelevant, so I don't know why that was tagged on. But so I'll get a guitar. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Do I actually have a classical guitar here? I might. Yes, I do. Right. So here's a classical guitar. This is like a student instrument, and I'm just going to move the camera a bit so you can actually see how I'm holding things. Alright, so this is... Now, the way I normally hold guitar when I'm sitting down is the way that you find comfortable. This is like on the right leg, and so the neck's kind of straight along like that. The classical guitar style holding is they put it on the left leg, like this, so the neck points upwards, like that. The reason why a classical guitar does that is because it's easier to get under the neck to do long stretches. So the sort of stretches that are in classical guitar music are a lot easier to do because it's easier to get underneath. You shouldn't be lifting up your shoulder to play like this. There's no need. The whole idea of bringing the neck up is that you can put your arm around like that. Whereas if you have the more traditional rock sort of style, then getting your arm underneath is just a little bit trickier because there's more of an angle down the bottom here. So that's designed to make stretching easier. So, you know, doing long stretches. So that's the reason for it, and that allows you to have the sort of like the textbook thumb position, where you've got the thumb sort of in the middle of the neck like that. Whereas if you're holding it this way, then people's thumbs tend to gravitate more towards the top of the neck because as soon as you bring it down, you're creating this uncomfortable angle where you're sort of doing this with your hand, and that can cause you a bit of pain. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that person who asked that question is watching, and if you're not watching, then it sucks to be you just missed out the answer to your question. So there you go. Classical guitar facts. Was it a coincidence with MBK and Dear next Bo Peep? I don't know. MBK have got a lot of money. Because they've got to remember they're a subsidiary of a CJ Group and stuff like that, and all that. Well, actually, maybe they're not anymore. I can't remember. But look, I don't think they're broke. Certainly not behaving like a company that's broke. But then, who knows? Who cares, really? I promised you guys I would give you a look at survey results. So if you haven't done my survey yet, hurry your ass up and do it. You've probably got about another week, actually, but you know, do it sooner than that. And I've got 380 replies so far. Usually I get about 450 to 500. Last time I did one of these, I got 563 last time. So, which is high. Usually, even though it was 668, it was 456. So, yeah, 400 to 600 replies, I guess. But let's have a look at what the results are so far. How are you? I'll go through that. I'm not going to go through that one now. I asked people to put their name, put a name in there, not their own. Because it was just, when you build a survey, there's just a question where you can put a name in. So I thought, I'll put that in there for the hell of it. What's your religion? Most people believe in Chuism, apparently. The belief that bad things only happen to people who don't stand lunar. That's got twice as many votes as the next contender, which is atheism. The least popular religion is Rastafarianism, which is the belief that Skull and Ha-Ha actually make good music. Which classic fun-loving happy-go-lucky pop culture duo most closely resembles a relationship between K-Popalypse and Asian Junkie? Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un is the big one here, although I'm not sure who's meant to be who. The least popular was Chuck D and Flavor Flav from Public Enemy, who, I don't know, maybe they're a bit old school for you you young readers. So maybe that was a hard ask. I'm not sure how aware young people are of public enemy. Probably not very. I would be Trump. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Why does Oni have only 3 fingers? Most people thought it was a Photoshop. It was a diversion tactic. So you didn't notice there was a huge freaking gap between him and the other members of the group, which I'll just go to the survey itself so you can see that. Yeah, there he is with his 3-finger hand, and there's the other 3, and there's a freaking gap here. So I ask you guys that if you felt like it, if you wanted to draw Jonghyun into the gap, you could, because why not? And quite a few of you did this. I've got 35 pictures so far. I haven't looked at them yet, but I will put them in the post. Any good ones I'll put in the post. Anything that's isn't going to get me kicked off the internet, I'll probably put in the post. How do you feel about live streams? Most people don't really watch, which I knew anyway, because I've got like thousands of readers, but I've only got like I'm lucky to get 10 people watching the stream. That's fine. It's not for everyone. It's just for the people who are interested. And yeah, a lot of people said, you're not a hot chick, so I'm not going to watch you, which is probably fair, if that's what you're into. Some people said they'd watch now that they know. Although, how many people do I have actually watching? 11. So maybe 1 or 2 of you from that is now watching, but certainly not 60. So where the other 59? God knows. Streaming is gay-tarded, so I don't watch any stream. And I'll put a haters question here. I hate your streams and in fact everything about you, but I sometimes hate watch them. So my racist, ableist ass can laugh at how you're an old white cunt with a genetic disorder makes your hair fall out. So, gotta throw a bone to my haters. Someone asked me, I got a few questions at the end of the show, people saying, how come you always talking about your haters? Do you really have that many haters? And yeah, actually have quite a lot, which is funny. What would you like to see more on K-pop's New Alert? Weird shit was the main one. It's hard to find weird shit though. I'll do my best to find you more weird shit, but it's not easy. Who's the favourite girl in Luna is Concaviculae. Who is that? Which one is that? Who's your favourite? I can't remember how they all match up. Okay, so it's Kim Lip. Kim Lip's the most popular. Oh no, it's not. No, sorry, I'm wrong. It's Concave, not. That's Kim Lip, 4th one. Alright, so it's Chu. There you go. So you all like Chu. Chu is also a big one for another later question, I think. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people hate me. I don't understand it. I write for free. No one has to pay me. You can if you want to. You've got a Patreon, but no one has to. I don't ever ask anyone to. And I don't advertise my shit. I don't really post my stuff on other sites ever. Anyone who posts my stuff on Reddit isn't me. Anyone who posts my stuff on 4chan isn't me. Sometimes I post some of my stuff on Asian Junkie, but only in these comments, but only if I think it's relevant, and he usually just goes and deletes it anyway, because he's a cunt. And I post on my own Twitter, and that's it. So, it's not like there's like a huge annoying amount of hype about what I do and that people just can't get away from. If you don't like my shit, it's pretty easy to just ignore it and your life will just go on. So why people get so wound up about it, fuck knows. Speaking of Asian Junkie, biggest problematic disappointment so far for 2018 is Asian Junkie choosing faceless anonymity over proudly publishing a photo of himself with members of Dreamcatcher. So, yes, it was a little bit disappointing, wasn't it? I mean, I think he should. Look, I'm sure he's hiding his appearance because, I don't know, maybe he looks, like me, but even worse. Or, I don't know, he's probably a bit self-conscious about his appearance and he doesn't want to be judged. And, that's fine, I suppose. But, but why not embrace it? I think everybody should embrace how they look. Even, regardless, because, better than hating yourself. Look, I am quite certain I know who he is in the few photos of him that I've seen from the Dreamcatcher fan meet. Just by process of elimination, it's fairly obvious, but I won't. I will respect his wishes to be incognito. That's fine. Well, he didn't really use pics of it where he was visible clearly. In the articles, there's one pic where it's him, but he's kind of got someone else in front of him, and so you can't really see him. The white supremacy thing, I'll get to that. That's a question as well. But the reason why I know who he is because there's one photo that I saw that he didn't use in the article, and it's like, that's a guy. And one of my readers shared it to me. Alright, this is regarding some tweets. I just did some stuff about some tweets. Where is it? I'll go back. Tiara versus the Beatles. So why is Tiara better? These are always really silly because if you obviously put retweet for the one that you want and like for the one that you don't, because if you do retweet for Tiara, then it's going to spread to more Tiara fans. Whereas if you do retweet for the Beatles, it's going to spread to all the Beatles fans. So these sort of things are inherently biased by design. It's fairly obvious, but I don't really care. Obviously, the answer is Tiara, and I just wanted to highlight. Nobody in Tiara beat the shit out of their partner and then pretend to be about peace and love. Because I just wanted to highlight the whole John Lennon and Yoko Ono strained relationship thing. I mean, John Lennon's a real cunt, to be honest. Like a lot of people who talk about peace and love and saving the world, usually that they're doing that because they've got problems in their own lives that they can't handle, so they worry about solving everyone else's problems instead. If you read up on John Lennon and Yoko Ono and their relationship, it was pretty fucked up. Yoko went through a pretty hard time dealing with John, who was just basically a cunt. And the reason why I really wanted to highlight that is also because you get so many of these K-pop fans who they judge these K-pop people over the tiniest little fucking things, but if you see something like the Beatles being brought up on Netizen Buzz there, and it's like, oh, they were so great and stuff like that, and fuck the Beatles, mostly shitty songs, and John Lennon was a fuckhead. Luna have been doing really well song quality wise lately. Overdue for a really bad song. Most of you thought that the really bad Luna song is going to be a power ballad. So yeah, that's quite possible. That was real popular. Next one was Tropical Shithouse, which is probably... I'm actually really surprised that they haven't come up with a crappy tropical song yet. I'm really hoping they don't go that route, but who knows, they might. Who should be the next K-pop? I haven't added these up. But yeah, once again, Chu is really, really popular, which makes me think that maybe she's not the best pick because she is popular, but I might find another excuse to put her on the sidebar. Like, I've got some out-of-date stuff on my sidebar. Oh, okay, they really did they? They announced it'd be a Luna Ballad album. Okay, well, that makes sense. that they might have a shit song soon. It's got a ballad album. But yeah, my sidebar's looking a bit out of date. I mean, Sully's not in K-pop anymore. Seunghi hasn't been in K-pop for years. I mean, most readers probably don't even know who the fuck she is anymore. Seunghi from Five Dolls. So Wei's not in K-pop anymore. So God knows what Lizzie's been doing lately. So yeah, I think I could probably. My thought is to maybe swap out Seunghi for Chu, and then maybe make the Kyle or someone else. But I'll look at your suggestions and I'll have a good read of them, and tell you guys later what I think. Well, you'll know. Which potential upcoming K-pop Western artist collaboration are you looking forward to the most? Yeah, G-Friend and Cannibal Corpse, just streets ahead of everyone else. Not really sure why. But you really will like the idea of that one. Most of these picks aren't random, by the way. They've got a very specific meaning to all of them. Although I really hoped more people would go in for Casper and Your Boy Bangs. I'm really surprised that was the least popular. When will After School come back? I'll have a look at that. What I'll do is I'll try and average out all your dates, and then I'll try and get the date when it's actually going to happen, so you'll know. Which online community secretly loves K-pop lips the most? Reddit K-pop, streets ahead. They got over half the votes. Lolcow Farm is a community that I only just found out very recently about because one of my followers just filled me in that I was being talked about over there, and it was all pretty negative stuff. And it's really funny because I was saying, one of the real funny comments there was, I don't really like him, but at least he pisses off Reddit. But the stuff that Lolcow Farm were doing, was exactly the same as the stuff that Reddit and 4chan's saying, they're trying to dox me, and same sort of, just the same sort of shit that Reddit do. All the same sort of complaints. So, alright, so Asian Junkie believes that white nationalists who he bans from his site may be taking refuge in K-pop Lips blog. Is this correct? Pick the answer that you feel best describes you. So I wanted to find out if there really are white nationalists taking refuge in my blog, because that's I think Asian Junkie thinks that anyone who doesn't completely agree with all his opinions about race is a white nationalist. I think there's maybe a little bit more of a sliding scale there, to be honest. But hey, I thought, well, let's just see if his allegations are true. And what I noticed is most people said that they're not white nationalists. This is, I'm not a white nationalist and I'm taking refuge in K-pop Lips blog. That's 39%. 28% also not white nationalists. They had no preference. And there are 11% who were not white nationalists and they preferred Asian Junkie. And then down below we've got the people who either didn't know if they were white nationalists or who believe that they were white nationalists. Looks like 9% of the people who did the survey are white nationalists. And out of those 9%, 2/3 of those preferred K-pop Lips, whereas out of the non-white nationalists, it's maybe slightly less than 2/3. So I might actually be just a little bit more popular with white nationalists. Not that I don't know. I mean, white nationalists need something to read too, right? I'm not a white nationalist. It's stupid, but I'm not going to, ban someone just because they have a political opinion that I don't like. I don't really care about people's political opinions, really. I don't know, it just doesn't really matter that much to me what people believe. People read me and they believe all sorts of fucked up things that I think are wrong. Hell, probably quite a lot of Christians read my blog, right? I don't agree with that crap any more than I agree with white nationalism. But you know, they're entitled to read it. They're entitled to have an opinion, just because I think it's wrong. You know, I think both Christianity and white nationalism are both been proven to be wrong, but people still believe in it anyway. You know, I can't force you all to believe something. You got to make up your own mind what you believe and what you think is right and all that sort of stuff. You know, I'm not. Rather have people just use their brain than have me spoon feed them what the correct opinions are. If BTS are not K-pop, what are they? Healthy porn for women was the most popular result. Fairly obvious. Here's another tweet one. This was Go One and the Beatles. Who's done more for the rap industry? And of course the poll's biased in favour of Go One, of course, but that's fine. And yeah, most popular reason, Luna actually dropped a few good beats this decade. I mean, seriously, Eminem's got no beats now. He is, I mean, he's a good rapper, you know, in terms of, like, in just technically, but he's fucking annoying to listen to. And I haven't heard his new album. I mean, you know, his last 5 albums weren't any good. Why am I going to listen to the next one? I'm sure it's crap. What is one host's favourite free-to-play browser game on Nutaku.net? FAP CEO. Not sure why that one was so much more popular than the others. Maybe just because of the word FAP in it, which tends to resonate with my readers for some reason. But yeah, it's worth a look if you're over 18 and you want to, and if you like those sort of pointless click games. FAP CEOs will meet required standards, I reckon. Why do I get so many haters? Is this question, and the answer, just being honest about the industry. And once again, I threw my haters a bone and gave them a K-pop is a Nazi pedophile rapist who hates kittens. You know, just for a laugh. And if you're a hater, I invited people to talk about why they hated me. Only 19% of people filled this out, and most of them actually filled it out saying that they actually liked what I'm doing. So, but there's some good responses here, actually. I don't hate K-popers, but his stands are annoying and a desperate validation on their music taste, even though he's repeatedly stressed he's only a random glow of the bog. That's very true. Guys, you don't need me to validate your music fucking taste. You know, it's okay if you like different music. I don't give a fuck. Have you been following the Eminem diss wars going on? No. I mean, look, that's what rappers do. They come out at various targets and stuff, and you know, that's normal. It's just normal Eminem. And you know, I don't really care about Eminem, so I don't really care who he's abusing this week. You could do a diss rap about me, I wouldn't care. Here's another hater one. I'm going to answer this seriously as someone who's actually used to be made uncomfortable by this. So I thought this was really good feedback, actually. I used to think that you were an old perv because of the boob posts. I grew to like the site after, 1, realising that the writing was using a tongue-in-cheek tone. Congratulations. 2, reading more posts and learning that you actually have well knowledge about the pop music industry. 3, finding AKF and seeing what a real pervert looks like. K-pop lips paled in comparison. That's funny. Or even AJ, for that matter. He's more of a pervert than I am. Seriously. He is. Sorry, gave us so much science in her Touch music video. And so, you know, this is just a pervert post. And that's fine. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But he makes a lot more of these type of posts than I do. Like a lot more. There's usually at least one Asian junkie post per week saying, which is basically just, here is a hot chick doing some stuff. And the only tongue-in-cheek aspect of this is the fact that he's saying it's for research when actually it's just for FAP, right? So, whereas my stuff's actually almost the other way around. You know, I'll label it as a FAP post and say it's FAP, and it's actually for something else completely different. So it's kind of like the other side of the coin. Settings, yeah, I don't know. I thought, sorry if you tried to say something naughty and it wouldn't let you. I thought I'd fixed that in my chat settings, but maybe I haven't. So apologies. If you got censored, just, I don't know, find another way to write it. It's fine. Sorry. I like that this site isn't a hug box, but you come to try hard with your humour occasionally. That's probably why your hair is falling out. Nothing wrong with trying hard. I don't really understand the concept of the word try hard as an insult. You know, when is it bad to try at something? I don't get it. You know, and I do try hard with my humour. I try and write stuff that I find amusing. I think that's fine. So, you know, if the biggest insult that people can say to me is that I'm a tryhard, then I consider that a compliment. It's basically saying you're putting a lot of effort into what you do. I think people should put in effort into what they do. I think it's a good thing. So, yeah, it's just such a weird observation that someone's a tryhard. It makes no sense to me. What is a V in popular vocal series? K-pop series of V5s. Yeah, vocal faggot. There you go. I think we all knew that, but I put some other ones in there for fun. This is ranking girls' generation members according to their boob sizes, and also or the shopped version plus the normal version. K-Populous blogs, this is kind of what I was talking about before with Asian Junkie, right? K-Populous blog's supposed fat material is clearly not actually designed for anyone to fap to. Why are so many reasons easily baited? And yeah, I'm the master baiter. There you go. Am I going to enter AJ's competition with Dean tickets? No, because I'm sure they're like for LA or something, right? Look, if Asian Junkie also offers to pay for my flights and accommodation, then yeah, I'd be into it. But I wonder what shady deal he did with yeah, I don't see his yes, LA. So yeah, if he pays for my flights and my meals, my accommodation, maybe a taxi to the gig, then maybe a Kevlar vest, then yeah, I think I would go. I'd enter that competition. But yeah, so that's pretty funny. He will do anything for money, that Asian Junkie. Hua Young did not try hard with her life, hence why the public initially sided with her. Yeah, people, I know they like laziness. I like people who are lazy and boring. That's why people hate me, because I actually do stuff. Not allowed to do stuff. A new Halloween fanfic is due soon. Which artist or group should be it? Based around Luna was the most popular choice. Quite a few of you said to me, why didn't you put Dreamcatcher in this? Because wouldn't they be the obvious choice? And that's why I didn't put them in. I didn't actually want to write something about Dreamcatcher, because if I put Dreamcatcher in there, you probably would have all picked it, and then I would have had to write something about Dreamcatcher, and that would have been boring, because yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it would have worked as well as some of these other options. Who's capable of more likely to buy us in the future? Some random girl on Produce 48 or your mum? Actually, you probably got this wrong. I think I'm probably more likely to bias your mum. Why is every K-Publics blog categorised as your mum? Because I'm old enough to find your mum a hot prospect. It's true. There's some feedback. I'll look at the feedback another time when I do the results post. I'll save some stuff for the results post. But that's how we're going in the survey at the moment. And none of these things are going to really change much. Once a pattern's established with the stats, it tends to stay that way with my surveys. So, but still feel free to vote and see if you can skew the results a little bit. So that's all I got to say, really. Has there been much demand for you to write about Produce 48? Yeah, a few people have been asking me about it, but I just don't follow it at all. I just don't care about it. And same with Produce 101 when that came out. I didn't follow that whatsoever. Same when the mail one came out. I didn't follow that either. I just don't follow these things. I mean, Asian Junkie, I give him lots of shit, but honestly, he gives lots of good coverage about that. If you really want to know what's going on in those shows, just go visit Asian Junkie and look at the wrap-up posts, or just watch them yourself. I just don't care about them. And look, when the iZone group actually starts putting out some music videos, then they'll get in a roundup, and then I'll start giving a shit, maybe, depending on what the songs are like, if they're any good. But until then, yeah, I just don't care. It's just, and there's just nothing to write about, because all the drama you see on the shows is just fake drama for the cameras anyway. It's, it's just designed to generate fake drama, and I just don't feel invested in it whatsoever. I've got enough drama in my real life. I don't need that. I don't need to get hooked on some fake drama shit. So, yes. Mamamoo will be much more interesting for the horror fanfic. Well, Mamamoo have actually been in the Ali fanfics that I've been doing. And Ali got the least amount of votes of all. Probably because I've already done 3 horror fanfics with her. So it's a good indication that it's time for something new. But I had Moonbill from Mamamoo as a bit character in the Ali fanfics, as those of you who read them will know. So I'll probably, I don't know, maybe not. We'll see what I come up with. I haven't really started writing it in my head yet. When I write the fanfics, I kind of write them in my head first. And then once I've sort of got a good idea of what it is in my head that I want to put down, then I'll just start, just write it all out, and it all comes out in one hit. Most of my blog writing is actually just goes on in my head first before I even actually start typing anything. Anyway, that is all. That is all for the stream. Thank you all for turning up. I'm just now going to do my usual thing and play games for a while. For those of you who are just want to hang around and talk crap, then you can hang around and talk crap with me while I play computer games, and that's cool. And if not, that's fine. Then I'll see you later. And later on, I wasn't going to do another post this week, but I decided I would, so in the last minute. So there's going to be another Nugu alert. That's going to come out, I don't know, within about 7 hours time, I think. Once I finish playing games, I'll write Nugu alert. And that should be good. But yeah, thank you all for coming, all the K-poppers. And yeah, hopefully there's been some value. And I didn't really do my news this week, but not much happened besides Sori waving her ass. Although one thing was really interesting actually. I just actually read just before I started the stream that one of the someone from BAP is going to get done for sexual assault. It's interesting. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure Asian Junkie will give me the scoop. Did I hear about the Riot employees got fired? Yeah, I heard something about it, although I don't actually know much about it. because someone, I think, linked me to an issue about apparently at some convention in LA, Riot had a thing there, but it was for women and non-binary people only, and a lot of people were complaining, you know, how come men can't attend? And they were actually saying that, well, legally you're not allowed to do that, it's discrimination. And so people were asking me about that, and people were saying that it was that was like a response to this other incident where Riot were accused of sexism for something. I'm not sure what. But yeah, I don't really know why these people got fired. It's not something that I'm following. So I was playing some PUBG now. But yeah, if you want to fill me in on the right situation, feel free, because I sort of know some of it, but I don't really know how it started, and I also don't know if the situation developed from there. Not that it's a huge concern of mine anyway, but oh, there's a link. Cool. Oh, okay, so this is a follow-on from what I heard about. Yes. Okay, so he got he was a man and he got excluded from Riot for saying that men should be excluded from Riot. So that's pretty funny, I suppose. But I guess he got fired because he was just sort of, I don't know, being a bit of a dick on Twitter about it. I mean, whether you agree with the idea of a female-only event or not, he was sort of, you know, he was sort of weighing on the topic in a way which probably wasn't professionally appropriate, and I can understand that. I mean, if I started saying shit about the people who I work for, even if I was on the same side as them, you know, if I was, you know, sort of using their policy to beat people over the head with a stick in public when it wasn't really my place to do that, you know, I think that would be out of line. You know, there's a time and a place to talk about such things. And, you know, I don't think he got fired for sexism as such. I think what he got fired for was unprofessionalism, in the sense that you shouldn't, I don't think you should let your personal opinions impact your work. And I think that's more the issue, as far as I can see it.